Hey, it's Thomas Gark 11 with a revised list of the best hidden items in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Whether you're a new player or doing Bringer of Chaos, I wanted to have a resource for all the things to look out for in a story playthrough all in one place. So I'm going to have the items listed in order of availability, time-stamped, list the chapter they're first available in, any field skill requirements to get to them, and show how to get to them from the nearest landmark. With a couple exceptions, I'm only going to be showing items that are found in chests that are out of the way. There's two exceptions, one from a quest that you'll really want if you're on Bringer of Chaos, and one that's in a chest but not really out of the way. It's just important enough that you don't want to miss it. So the first one to mention, right at the start in Argentum Chapter 1, if you're doing Bringer of Chaos, you'll really want the wolf shoes found from a quest. I believe it starts right around here. It's one of the first 3 quests in Argentum. Pretty sure it's this one. You really want the wolf shoes on Rex for the Malos fight in the end of Chapter 1 if you're on Bringer of Chaos, because not having that agility makes it nearly impossible. The second item is available Chapter 2 as soon as you reach Gormont, but I'm going to be showing how to get to it from Torgoth Arch, since that's the nearest landmark. I'm also going to give some recommendations for what to use some of these items on, and this one is the Amethyst chip, which if given to Pyra will give 50 agility. You absolutely want to put this on Pyra right away at the beginning, and you could probably just leave it on her for most of the game, because having the Amethyst chip agility on Pyra is significantly more useful for Mithra than anything Pyra can do herself. Having that agility really helps with making Mithra a good evasion tank, since the agility will apply regardless of whether you have Pyra or Mithra out. So climb up that way. Avoid Rotbart, of course, since that's the path Rotbart takes. Go down here, and there's no field skill requirements for this one, I believe. I'm pretty sure the chest just opens all on its own. Drop down again, and here is the chest with the Amethyst chip. This next one is also Chapter 2, though realistically you probably won't get it until Chapter 3 because it has a requirement of level 2 Nopon Wisdom and level 2 Super Strength, which you probably won't get on Poppy immediately after getting her, so it'll probably be at least a bit into Chapter 3 before you get that, unless you rush filling out her chart. Again, starting from Torgoth, this one is in Torgoth itself. Go behind these buildings and find the barrel that has the field checker stuck under this thing. This will have a wood chip. It's a barrel somewhere around here. Since it's a barrel, it disappears after you get it. And I'd recommend putting that on Corvin. The wood chip is really high damage and good crit rate. It won't be outclassed by other chips until at least Chapter 6, and you can get this in Chapter 2 or Chapter 3. This next item is the first crit heal medal that you can get, available Chapter 3 at the Crown of Sanctuary. You get it by dropping down to one of these tree things, coral trees. It's the first one right here. Classic medal, the first available crit heal medal, and highly valuable to get this before the Chapter 3 final boss fight. Especially if you're putting it on Rex with Corvin, that is the best possible thing you can do with it. In general, you want to put that on Rex, because he's going to be the only one with really high crit blades at this point. Unless for some reason you put Corvin on Nia, which I guess is something you could do. Also, Chapter 3 from Fonsamima Port is the first available Hunter's Chemistry. It's all the way towards the back here. Hunter's Chemistry is extremely valuable. You'll just want this on anyone and everyone. At least one blade on every driver you'll want a Hunter's Chemistry, and this is the first one that's available. This next one is available Chapter 4, but if you don't have any blades with Keen Eye, then you will have to wait until Chapter 5 begins so that you get the first story blade with Keen Eye. start from the suspended pathway here. This is going to lead to an alphabet course that raises weapon points in battle. Okay, this is an annoying jump. Okay, one more time. There we go. So you walk along this way, and really this can go on anyone who just doesn't have 2 accessories already. And it can just be swapped around for anyone who needs more weapon points. I'm not exactly sure if it applies when they're not in the party. I've never really looked into how the alphabet course works. So this is where the field skill comes in. You need level 3 Fire Mastery and level 1 Keen Eye. So if you don't have that in Chapter 4, you will have it in Chapter 5 once you get a Story Blade with another level of Fire Mastery if you don't already have level 3 on Pyra, and Keen Eye. And there it is. Alright, so this one is really hard to miss, but you just do not want to miss it. Chapter 5, the moment you start getting into Temperantia, the moment you step down, there's this chest right behind you with a beta scope. Reduces break resistance. You really want that. Just don't forget to look behind you once you step into Temperantia for the first time. This one's available from Chapter 6, starting from Toxbloom's Spring in Temperantia. This is going to be the most kind of sequence breaking of these items, and you'll need to be a little careful to actually get this. 3 Shining Star chips, which are endgame tier chips, that are available right away in Chapter 6 in the Jagron's Citadel. So you'll need to avoid this one that's coming up. You can do that by just hopping onto these rocks. Now, I'm not sure how many of the deed upgrades you need for enemy detection. I'd say at least 2 of them. You want to cling to this wall. I don't have the unique monster there, of course, since I've already killed it, but cling to this wall, wait for the unique monster to turn its head so that it's looking in this direction, and then run up this way as fast as you can. You might need to do this twice, because once you get up here, it may spot you. You need to do the excavation, which I never actually did in my first playthroughs. Oh, that's why it's still here, so I can show you the actual requirements. 4 levels of Earth Mastery, and I think just 1 Fortitude Chode. So, or 2 Fortitude. So you can get this easily from Wulfric, which will, you can have 3 levels of Earth Mastery on him at this point in Chapter 6. And Fortitude, you can easily have 2 levels of that from just Poppy QT by herself. So you only really need 1 common Earth Blade to get this, or just any other Earth Blade, Florin or Nim. But easiest thing is just any common Earth Blade if you don't have those. Wulfric and Poppy QT is enough to get this. For 3 Shining Star chips, which I'd recommend putting on Brigid and the 2 Poppy forms, since it'll have the most impact putting those on your tanks so that anyone else doesn't have to worry about aggro. Nothing in Chapter 7, so jumping straight to Chapter 8 for the last 2. Both of these will be in around the same place, starting from the Fallen Skyscraper. So what is it with recording Xenoblade videos and my Switch dying when getting to the most powerful stuff? So go to the back of the Fallen Skyscraper. It helps if you turn on the lights first, but it's not required. Climb all the way up here. Then climb up this way. and you come out at Highway 8. So go along Highway 8 for a bit. So both of these last items are both on Highway 8 here. Well, one of them is connected to it, one of them is directly on it. First one, go behind this rubble, and back there is a chest. This is also where you find one of the Poppy manuals, so you're probably going to find this one anyway. That will be the first mirror matter chip, aside from the ones that you can farm in Temperantia from the high-level Pepitos. And then the second one is another 3 mirror matter chips you get from the View of a Lost Time. There's 2 field checks for this. First, you have to have 8 levels of Earth Mastery for this. You get 5 from Wolfric, so you only need 3 from random Common Blades or anything else, any other Earth Blades. So just 3 freshly pulled Common Earth Blades is enough for that. And then 5 levels of Super Strength. You can also get that purely from Wolfric, but then you'll also have 3 from Poppy, so you only need 2 from Wolfric for that. And then, I'm not going to climb all the way up there because there's a really, really long ladder. It takes a long time, but there's an airflow up there that also requires the same 8 levels of Earth Mastery and also 5 levels of Leaping. So you can get that from 3 levels from Poppy, and then I think Aegeon should have Leaping also, so you can get another 2 levels from him. That'll bring you up to the View of the Lost Time, where you can find a chest with another 3 Mirror Matter chips. The best pre-endgame chips that there is, the highest crit rate before you get to farming post-game enemies, and just the overall best chip because of crit rate being the best thing you can get. So yeah, that's it for all of the best hidden items that you can find in Xenoblade 2. If you found this helpful, let me know by commenting down below. If you think I missed anything important, then comment that also, but I'm pretty sure I got everything that's relevant. And see you next time then.